Hi and welcome. I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Ontario, Canada. I am so excited you're here today because our team blog hop and Instagram hop has gone live, and it's a sketch. It's a sketch I created, and it's really simple, but it's up to your interpretation as to how it turns out. So it's a fun hop. It's a really fun hop. The other thing is that I absolutely have to tell you, well, there's a couple things actually. One, I have a brand new online class. I haven't done online classes or classes of any sort for quite some time. I think mostly because I'm watching my grandson several days a week, and I'm just exhausted. They're so full of energy, little ones, aren't they? But anyway, I worked it out. So I'm doing an online class using the Cottage Rose stamp set. It is absolutely classic. It's beautiful. The lines, I'm going to show you how this one stamps. You can see it in the picture, but until you've actually stamped it yourself, look how beautiful that is. Absolutely stunning. And you can color these too. So what we have here is gorgeous images, as you can see. And you know, I say this every video, I love when they use two fonts in one greeting. So we have best wishes, it's going to be fab. Happy birthday, you are positively the greatest. I'm using that one today. Friends forever and feel better real soon. Really gorgeous. And oh, if you can hear the dogs barking in the background, that's because my daughter's car is being towed because it's not working. So the tow truck is here. Didn't know that until I popped upstairs. Say, why are you guys barking? Anyway, I digress. So let's just go back to my class. I've forgotten where I was. In my class, we're going to be using the stamp set. It's up to you if you want to purchase the dies as well. That's an add-on. That's up to you. We're going to be making 4 cards. You have lifetime access to the videos, and it's only $50. And this is open to Canadian residents only. Sorry. Oh, you can also add on the designer series paper. And we're going to use some in the card today. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, it is stunningly gorgeous. If you are interested in my class, let me know, and I will get that ordered for you. Now, here's the really great news. It even gets better. That today, so this is November 15th, from November 15th, 2022 to November 18th, 2022. A whole bunch of things are on sale in the annual catalog. You've got stamps and dies. You have embossing folders. You have DSP. I think there's more than that. And they're up to 20% off. So if you message me and say, I absolutely want the Cottage Rose bundle, I'm going to order them separately. If you're not doing the class and you want to order these, you should though, because you get the card class free with your purchase. Do not use the bundle number. You have to use the item number for these, and these are called Cottage Flowers dies, and then use the code for this because they're both on sale, but the bundle itself only gets you 10% off. Well, you want more than that. I know you do. So I am so excited about the class. I've already started designing the cards. Well, I have 3 of them done. I just have to come up with the 4th one. So very exciting news. Who doesn't love a sale? Alrighty, let's get started. Here are some of the pieces. This is some of the DSP I was talking about. I believe you can color that, but I don't know that I would. On the back of this one, you've got a coordinating stripe. Isn't that pretty? I love this. It looks so pretty. I love the early espresso with pool party. Okay, let's give you some measurements. The base of my card, again, it's early espresso. It's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. Not quite laying flat enough for me. So get out your bone folder. That might be as flat as that one's going to go. Yeah, could be. All right, this is actually an inside piece, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I know, I didn't use white this time. Interesting. All right, the DSP, 4 by 5 1/4. So it's a little bit smaller, as you can see. I'll just show you on this. So if I was layering it, it would look like that. Oh, that's actually very pretty. I do like that. I like that. I'm gonna stick to the way I'm making the card, but I'll make it again a different way. Okay, you have a piece of basic white, and it has been embossed using the Stitch Greenery die. So it's a die, but it just makes the cuts. This is one of my favorites. I will never get rid of that. Okay, so 2 inches by 4 inches. This is from the same DSP pack, and it's called Abigail Rose, also on sale. Okay, things are while supplies last, so you want to get in on that sale quickly. This is 1 1/2 by 3 1/2. There we go. So let's get putting this together. Actually, you know what? Let's stamp. I'm going to bring out my little piece of paper. If you're wondering why this has been stamped on, I've already done my video and it failed to upload, so I'm doing it again. This time though, I've got everything die cut and ready to rock and roll and stamped, except the base. So I'm going to put one here. I love how thin the lines are and how beautifully they stamp. I mean, you expect that from Stampin' Up! Anyway. This is Early Espresso ink, by the way. These guys, I'm just going to get 2 of them, kind of trailing off. We're keeping it simple. You know me. Sometimes I say it. Oh, I think I'm going to say it. Less is more. All right, well, let's just put the inside in while we're here. The one thing you want to do before you actually put the glue on, because I've made this mistake several times, is just make sure you cut it right. Hate to say it, but ask me how I know. I've done that on camera, actually. On camera. Here we go. So it's a nice thin border, and I use the liquid Tombow for things like this, just in case I'm off by a bit. I can squidgle it over to where it needs to be. That's the inside. We'll look at that again soon. All right, so we're going to bring this out. Our DSP, our Abigail Rose, and I forget if I said this. I think I did, 4 by 5 1/4. Next thing, we're going to bring out the Pool Party sheer ribbon, and it really is, and it's really beautiful, and it does show on here, but see, it's got that little bit of shine, which I love. Now, I can't give you a measurement on this because we all make our bows differently. I'm just going to tell you it goes around the card. I need a pretty good tail, and I'm not concerned where this is placed because I can move this up and down on the card. So I'll leave that tail a little bit longer. And I have to do them this way. For some reason, I don't know why. And we're going to make a little knot right here. Let's hold everything in place. So it's not really paramount at this point that I hold on really tight. I do want this to not do what I was doing there, curling up. Okay, now you're coming over to this side. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold on to that while I make my bunny ears. If you have issues with wrapping your ribbon around a card and then putting the bow on all in one piece, the trick then is to wrap the ribbon around, make a bow, and put it on. You don't have to do it this way. Okay, so there's my bow, and I'm going to be pulling. So I'm holding on to that center. Oh, I should make sure you can actually see this. And pulling on that tail. I don't want the bow to be quite that big. But you know what happens. You pull, you pull, you pull. And I want to tighten it. And the bow gets big again. Here we go. One more time. And that's about the size I want. This one's a little bit bigger, so we'll just pull. Alrighty. Scissors. Okay, these are my paper snips, and I need to give them a wee clean. A wee clean. Because I've got some glue on there and it's making it not as sharp as I would like them to be. Okay, I'll pull this down because you know me, I do not like to center things. Okay, turn that over and get out your straighten, get out your dimensionals. Now, you might think, why didn't you put the dimensionals on first? And the reason for that is because I might have put the dimensional exactly where I wanted the ribbon, and ribbon on top of dimensionals just does not stick very well. You also might be wondering, why are you using so many dimensionals, Sandy? Why? The reason for that is because I don't have that layer underneath, and this is obviously, DSP is thinner than cardstock. So if it had a layer, I wouldn't use as many. I'd probably use 5. But you don't want to have a saggy center. All right. You can use your fingernails on this if you wish. I don't really recommend scissors, but your take your pick tool also works. Unless you're on the wrong angle today and then you're just not working it. They need to be cut anyway, so they're long and they can get right under there. Alrighty, let's get rid of all those little pieces of backing. All right, so I'm going to put this on the card. When you're doing this, put it on sideways because it's a whole lot easier on the longer surface to get it straight. If you do the top, you might get the sides not quite straight. So we know that because this is 4 by 5 1/4, that it's not right up, it's not a wee tiny border. So I'm going to go in a bit more. And I'm not going to push it down until I take a peek from this side. Lovely. Wow. There. Okay, next. I have glimmer paper, glimmer specialty paper. It's from the, the current mini. And you get 3 different colors, so I'm using the lightest. I think they call it Very Vanilla. And I like the Very Vanilla because you're not actually going to see very much. And remember, I use layering circles. Remember, cut out that center piece because then you have another piece to use for another card. All right, layering that up. So let's get the glue off my hands before I glue up my card. We don't want that. Okay, so what I did is I heat embossed the sentiment in white onto the early espresso circle. And I've already, look at the early espresso on the pool party. So I've already obviously stamped and die cut these. If you're an expert fussy cutter, then you might, you can do that, but I want to show you the dies again. I tried to fussy cut these guys. I thought, let me just give it a shot, and I'm just not good at it. The only thing is, when you fussy cut, you get your pieces. You could fussy cut this as well. However, then you're missing out on this die. This is really pretty. We'll be using this in the card class. Probably some of the others. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So you're only fussy cutting, say, these 2. You're missing out on all these dies. And when they're on sale, strike while the iron is hot. I want to show you something. How about the pieces that go on first? The card is going to be reasonably flat, so I have a solution for that, but I forgot to put these on, so let's do that. This is one of those cards where my daughter's like, there's a lot going on. She doesn't like them when they're like too much going on them. However, by using, let's get that under there, I did use Tombow. I'm not concerned with placement at all. I just want it to be straight, like so. And then hold it down. Probably the easier thing to do, because I can feel the dimensionals, would be to put these on before you put the dimensionals on. Stay. this is a small design. It's going to be partially covered up. I already know that by this. So you're not seeing all of it. This will also be, I think I like it that way, mostly covered up. So you're not really getting a full dose of all of everything that's going on. So I find it to be a little more subtle than my daughter. Alrighty, so let's put this one in. And again, sliding it in. And a lot of this is going to be covered up. Now, you notice, let's just make that sure that was not straight. There we go. All right, and let's get that down. Yes, note to self, do this part before you put the dimensionals on. Okay, this will go here. I know that, give or take. And here's those pieces again. I wanted to show you. Flat, 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 flat. This would be popped up, but here's a little handy trick that will give your card some life. You can use your fingernails, but if you have a bone folder, you'll save your fingernails. My thumbnails get completely wrecked with my paper quilling. So, well, not completely. I just have to cut them when it happens. There we go. So you're just giving a little bit of life to them. Look at the difference already between flat, 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 and not flat. So pretty. Here we go. Here we go. And there. Oh, come on. And there. And there. Alrighty. So for placement, I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to put my dimensionals on first. I'm going to put them towards the center because we do have a second layer. And the reason for that is I know that these are going to go underneath a bit. Now, having said that, I can snip the ends off if need be. So here we go. Get those off and put that on. I love that sentiment. That is just so pretty. And if you notice, I did use my embossing buddy, but I still got some little flecks. Not concerned. Not concerned. And you'll find out why soon. I think, yeah, get that a little straighter. And on we go. So we're not at the top, we're not at the bottom, we're not in the center. We're somewhere between here and there. I need my glue dots. I get so excited when I'm almost done a roll. I know, weird, huh? Oh, move that out of the way. Alrighty. So all I need to do, I'm going to put 2 on. I've created the movement by curving it. However, I still need them stuck down. It's a bigger piece than I use sometimes. Oh, that one totally missed the, actually what I want to do is go a little bit more on, one more time. There we go, on that angle. No particular reason. And glue dots. For larger pieces like this, I do like to use 2 glue dots. But when you're asking your card to have movement, oh, so that one, that's where, of course, my dimensional is. Just going to cut off that little bit. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't matter. There, right down to the edge of the card. Notice how they're not on the same angle. They're not exactly like that. It's not accidental that I've done that. I just find a little, it keeps your eye moving. I think that's the way I like to say it. Alrighty, so all the products I've used today are available in my shop. I'm just cutting that one off just in case. And now this one will come in over here. I want them to be together. And again, on sale. And if you're joining my class, I definitely need you to contact me. Alrighty, so not quite done because we have to have some of this. Now, stick around because I'm going to show you the other cards I made. They're just a little bit different, a tiny bit different. So these are, as you know, my favorite. They go with like practically everything. The rhinestone basic jewels. I cannot do without these. I think they appear on not all my cards, but many. There. I think 3 is enough. We've got lots on the card, but not done. doesn't have quite enough sparkle for me. So, Wink of Stella, give it a wee shake. It's got a little push right there. Push to get it going. And tap. This is why I wasn't concerned about the little dots here, because the sparkles are going to end up right on a whole bunch of the card, but on here, and you're not going to know which is which. So a little oopsie is perfectly fine. It is a handmade card after all. Remember to turn it so you get not just one part of your card, and move your hands around a bunch as well. Alrighty, so there's that one. Here is my original. So the difference here is I used vellum, and I took the leaf image and I embossed in white onto it, and I have one of these leaves, this one here, embossed as well. I just wanted to do one a little with a little bit less work for you. And then the card I did in yesterday's video that didn't turn out. So they're basically the same. The inside on this one, I kind of made a mistake by putting the second leaf on, but I can't change that now. So we'll leave it as is. And then these two have the same insides again. And just nice and simple, just trailing off. And I think that's so pretty. What do you think? I use a different DSP, still, or pattern, I should say, still from the same package, however. Anyway, so contact me to register for the class. I would love to have you register and make some beautiful cards. And don't forget about the sale. And I will see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.